Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth. Let me just talk about Tia Mowry for just a few minutes. I think there are people out there who have a hard time understanding Tia and the journey that she's going through after deciding to leave her marriage because Tia has not said, I left my marriage because my man had an outside child. I left my marriage because my man was knocking my head between a washer and a dryer. I left my marriage because my man was just no good and trifling. I do believe that people think that if your man ain't putting his hands on you, if he ain't got no outside babies, if he ain't cheated on you in a few years, then why you leaving your man? You saying that you're not happy is not a good enough. It's not a reason. I think for me, when I listen to Tia speak on her show, I have heard Tia say the way that I was raised, it was you date to marry. All that playing, all that going out just to hang out with somebody for a few hours, no. So Tia was not allowed to date until she was 18. I'm assuming Tia and Tamara, I don't know about the boys. Sometimes y'all have different rules for girls and boys. But we're just talking about Tia right now. Tia was not allowed to date until she was 18. This is how my mind is processing what Tia is saying on her show. The first person she dates is Corey, which is the person who she marries, has kids with. Tia met Corey when I think she was 20. They were together for like 22 years. So when Tia makes a comment on the show, like I did not know I had a choice, she said this the first episode because Tia was not trained, but I'm assuming her parents, the world, taught her, instilled in her that you have to move a certain way. And now at 40 something years old, Tia has decided to break free of what people have told her how she is supposed to live her life. Now I realize at 40 something years old, I actually do have choices and I can live my life according to the way I want to live my life. So when Tia makes a comment and she says, this was a year or two ago, it felt like a graduation when she left her marriage. That's because, girl, I really felt like I had no choices. I was always told you're supposed to live your life like this. I lived my life that way, and now I realize I don't have to. It may sound insensitive, it may sound harsh, but that's just the way that she felt. I really do believe there are a group of people out there who really dislike Tia, or not even just necessarily dislike. It's hard for them to understand what Tia is going through. And I really honestly believe it's because Tia broke up the fantasy. Because again, if you listen to Tia, Tia is aware of her persona. Tia told us, I understand that my image is the good girl. I understand my image is the picket white fence. So I think that for us looking in, Tia appeared as though she had the perfect get up, the setup, the marriage. You have your boy, you have your girl, You have your black love story, right? You have the house, you have the cars, you have the money. Why are you not happy? And so when Tia shattered the fantasy, I think people were like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? You're supposed to be black love, baby girl. You're supposed to be, I got my good black man, Savannah. And now you're telling us that you're leaving this man, and we don't know why you leaving him. Because we ain't heard no stories of him beating your ass. We haven't heard any stories of him having children. We haven't heard any stories of him cheating on you. So why are you leaving that good black man? And when Tia says, I was not happy, the gag is, I'm going to go ahead and say it, Tia really ain't dragging Corey. I think a lot of y'all mouths will be on the ground if Tia came out and told the real story. Because right now, Tia is still in protection mode. As much as people want to pretend as though Tia out here dragging Corey, Tia ain't dragging Corey. Tia ain't said nothing negative about that man. I guarantee you, if she did, your head would spin. So Tia saying that she wasn't happy, she wasn't happy. Now, I guess we want her to go into details of why were you not happy? Are you sure you want her to go into details of why she wasn't happy? I think that for most people, I don't have a percentage. I don't have any data to back this up. But I think that most of us know that when people post pictures and videos online, for the most part, they're going to post the best picture, the best video. If we judged most folks by their Instagram, you would think that people are living their best lives because of what they post. But behind that post, their life could be a shitty mess. I also think a part of the problem is because Tia at one point would be out here dancing and laughing and having a good time. But now when we watch the show, all she is doing is crying and crying and crying and crying. So people have a hard time trying to understand, how is it that you were just out here dancing and doing the electric slide the other day, but now you crying? I don't. I again, for me, I don't even care about relationships. I don't even care to be in a relationship, and I think I have more of an understanding of what Tia is going through than people who actually are in relationships. If this was the man who she has been with for half of her life, if this is the first man after her parents told her you date to marry, and the first nigga who she dated, she married. If this was the fantasy in her head of this is how my life is supposed to look, and now the fantasy is shattered, I don't understand how people can't understand why she would be crying and how her emotions could be all over the place. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It really, really is. And again, I think it's because people are wanting to hear Tia say what they want Tia to say. And because Tia is not saying what some people out there want Tia to say, then they're not giving her the right answer. Tia saying that she wasn't happy is good enough for me. That's good enough. I was not happy. End of story. That's not good enough for some people out there. They need to know, what do you mean you were not happy? That don't make sense to me. You're gonna have to tell me he was beating your ass. You're gonna have to tell me he had outside children. You're gonna have to tell me, girl, he ain't had no job. He wasn't contributing nothing to the household. You're gonna have to tell me he wasn't happy. Girl, you're gonna have to tell me something. But Tia saying I was not happy, that's not good enough. I swear I woke up one day and y'all threw Tia in the woods. Girl. And I was like, what Tia at? Girl. It is what it is. You know. Um, I like Tia. I have come down here more than a couple of times, and I had to tug on Tia's wig for not being honest when she told us the stuff about her and Tamara not being close. But that still has nothing to do with my response to that is me saying, Tia, sister, that's not what you said. Right? That's how that I don't know Tia and Tia don't know me. Tia probably don't even know I exist. But that's how you hold people accountable by saying, that don't have nothing to do with you disliking the person. That has nothing to do with you wanting to dispose of the person. That has nothing to do with you throwing the person to the wolves. That's just saying in this moment, you said what you said, sister. And now you're trying to walk it back. And that's not what you said. What you said was this. And I can play the audio and tell you what you said. It is what it is. I don't know why it bothers me so much the way that people are treating Tia. I don't know why. Because again, I'm not even the type of person that really gets caught up into Stan and all that stuff. Used to in the past. My girl was Beyonce. But for the most part, I don't care. I like in real life, I don't care about any of these celebrities like that. I don't want nobody to die. You know, I wish them well. You know what I'm saying? But it does bother me the way that people are treating Tia because I feel like it's unwarranted. And it appears to me that this happened after she left her husband and now she's crying about going through going through the motions. I'm on an emotional roller coaster, right? She's on this emotional roller coaster, and the people are like, "Girl, shut up! You left your man. Shut up. Go back and get your man, girl. You left that good man, girl. Go back and get your man. What you crying for? Shut up. We don't want to hear that. Well, she gets on my nerves. She makes me so sick. Girl, that's how y'all be here. That's how y'all be talking to that lady, girl. Just the other day, Tia was a black twin who everybody loved. Just the other day, Tia was a black twin that everybody loved. Now y'all like, girl, fuck that bitch. Just like that. When I tell you the girls turned on that girl so fast, it blows my mind. Girl. But it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. We love Tia over here. We keep people honest. Shout out to the diva. Hello. You keep the people honest. Anyways, child. And you know what else? I had a conversation with my sister, my biological sister. And she was basically saying that she felt as though sometimes with Tia, you do have to read between the lines. Like she's just not going to come out and say what it is. So I guess in a way, with me being the person who always try, not always, girl, with me being the person that sometimes tries to understand both sides, I guess I can see where some people are coming from with the whole, she just needs to say it. But I feel like she is saying it. So I just think that Tia is not saying what people want her to say. Tia saying that she's not happy or she wasn't happy anymore, that's not good enough, right? If Tia said I wasn't in love with him anymore, I don't think that would be good enough. But Tia just coming out and saying I wasn't happy, I wasn't fulfilled, or whatever the case may be, that's good enough for me. And girl, for me, it don't really matter because girl, I'm not the one in the relationship. I think people outgrow people. I do. I remember I came down here defending Monique Samuels from RHOP. Remember she was on the Love and Marriage DC, and I was like, we have to take into account that when Monique got with Chris, however they got together, because you know the rumors were out there in the streets, baby girl. However they got together, Monique was in her 20s. Monique is now pushing 40. All the bags and purse, all the handbags and shoes and cars. That once you have so much of that stuff, I don't know because I ain't never had it, but once you have so much of that stuff, I can see how that can no longer fulfill someone. Once I got all the Chanel bags and I'm driving the Bentleys and I got the $1 million houses and I have 4 homes. Okay, after that, what else? Now I'm with this man who emotionally doesn't give anything. And I'm growing, but he's not. So what do we do? Do I stay in a marriage with someone who I feel it's not working out? Or do I get myself and I leave? I remember Demetria L. Lucas. Y'all, God, when I tell she was on the show. Um, she was on the show. Blood, Sweat, and Heels. It was a show that came on Bravo years ago. It was everything. Anyways, I remember she was a relationship coach at one point, and she was saying one of the dilemmas that she would run into with women was the women will be putting in the work to become a better them, right? They were putting in the work to become better versions of themselves, right? But the men were not. So you have these women out here who are going to therapy, life coach, whatever, right? Working on my fitness, getting my body together, trying to get my mental together. But then when I go out here and I date these men are just content in being who they are. So now it's not an even scale. So I think that when people see Tia, and Tia is not outright saying, the worst of the worst of the worst about Corey, so why did you leave this man? It's hard for people to grasp because, again, if the blogs don't report on it, if we've never heard it, then it doesn't exist. If the blog's not reporting that he knocked you upside your head, then girl, he wasn't knocking you upside your head. So why you leave him? If the blog's not reporting that he cheated on you, then he must have cheated on you. So why did you leave him? If the blog's not reporting that he had a baby on you, then he didn't have a baby on you. So why did you leave him? So when Tia comes out and just says, I wasn't happy, it's kind of like, what are you talking about? And when she's explaining her life about how I was taught this, I did not realize until my 40s I had choices. I have a say so in the direction I want my life to go. People are still like, I don't understand what she's saying. I know I may be all over the place. I feel like it's making sense. Because I know people are like, how you what Monique got to do with this? I'm just giving Monique as an example. I do think with Tia, you do have to read between the lines. So when Tia says, "Listen, the next guy who steps up to me, he gonna have to come correct." That's what she said. Remember, I think it was the first episode. I have a mortgage. I have businesses. I have these kids. If Tia really, really came down to the internet and started to tell the real tea, the people would be screaming that Tia was bashing a black man. Y'all already know how this is gonna go. She's bashing the mother, the father of her kids. It is what it is. I like Tia. I do think Tia is being treated unfairly when it comes to the public. I don't understand it. What I do understand, because I know what's going on. I don't think it has anything to do with Tamara. I don't. Just the other day, y'all were calling Tia the black twin. It just wasn't me. And all of a sudden, girl, we flipped the switch, and that just that fast, girl, y'all was off with Tia's head. Tia is shooting a reality show. Do I think that Tia is being guarded with some of the information that she's choosing to share with the public as it pertains to her marriage? Yes, I do. Do I think it's because if she really came out and started spilling the tea, girl, it could really cause some chaos and confusion? Yes, I do. Do I think that if she wanted to, she could probably drag Corey? Yes, I do. Do I think she's not doing it out of the love that she probably had for Corey and her kids? Yes, I do. Can it come across as shady when Tia says it felt like graduation when I left my marriage? It can come across as shady. But when you listen to Tia's story, it makes sense. If I was trained to believe this, if I was trained to believe that my role in life is to basically be a mattress, a maid, and a mule, and then I woke up and realized that it's not going to be my role. If I've always been told that, girl, when you date to marry. I don't know. It bothers me. I know I'm rambling now. It bothers me because I feel like, again, for me, someone who's not even, I don't even have a desire to be in a relationship. And I feel like I have more empathy and sympathy and understanding for Tia and a lot of people in relationships and people that are in relationships. I think that's the weirdest shit. You would think it would be me down. You would think it would be me down here dragging Tia and Monique and the other girls who choose to exit these marriages. We're going to be the opposite. Another thing that Tia has said that I don't think people are taking into account is that Tia is emotional because the idea that she had in her head for how her family would look, it has been shattered. And it pains Tia to have to shuffle her kids from address to address. I never thought that I would get married and then get a divorce and go, now I'm dropping my kids off at his address and I'm not being able to see my kids on the weekends, or I'm only able to see my kids every other week. Tia is an emotional wreck within reason. And she's explaining to us and she's talking to us. And I think that for a lot of people who are watching the show, it's going in one ear and out the other. I think there are people out there who don't watch the show and they're watching the clips, which is fine because we watch clips. And I don't even think they're listening to the clips. Tia is talking, y'all. I think you just have to listen to what she's saying. Let me tell y'all something. I remember having a conversation with a friend, and I've told this story before on here. And I was asking my friend straight up, girl, why are you with that man? Husband or not, I don't give a damn. Why are you with that man? You know what she told me? She told me straight up, because I always wanted a family. I think a lot of people feel that way. That's why again, it's hard for me to understand why am I the one who has more understanding than people who are actually in those situations. A lot of shit. Let me just be very, very clear. A lot of shit that people do in relationships don't make sense to me. However, that doesn't mean that I can't try to remove myself from the situation and look at it from your point of view. Oh, I could see why you feel that way. Oh, I could see why you came to that. I could see how it ended up this way. Look at how we've been conditioned to believe. Look at how women have been taught to believe, and men taught to believe that a man is at the top and girl, you are underneath. So I can see why you could stay in a relationship as fucked up as it is. I can see how you feel as though, oh, I want my Cinderella story. I want my Prince Charming story. I want my happily ever after. I want my fairy tale. Shout out to Anita Baker. I can remember stories Those things my mother said. She told me fairy tales before I went to bed. Hey, she spoke of a happy ending and tucked me in real time. Hey, she tucked me in tight, baby. She turned my nightlight on. Hey, turn it on. And kissed my face goodnight. Hey, my mind was filled with a vision of perfect paradise. She told me everything. She said he be so nice. I forgot the words. I'll be so happy with him. She never said that we would curse, cry, and scream out loud. She never said that maybe. Wait, I forgot the words. One day he say goodbye. The story ends like stories do. Reality steps into view. Hey! No longer living life in paradise. Hey! Those fairy tales. Hey, hey. I gotta listen. Girl, I gotta go. I gotta listen to Anita Baker. But yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Y'all stop treating Tia like that. Girl, y'all stop treating Tia like that. Tia ain't did shit to you. Believe a nigga. Girl, you go get him. She don't want him. You go get his ass. Anyways, all right. Let's move on. Baby. Man, why Keke Palmer had to file for bankruptcy at the age of 18? I said, wait a minute. Girl, I said they must have had all types of Lane Bryant credit cards and Sears credit cards. Baby Keke, baby Keke had a light bill in her name at the age of 7 months. Girl, Keke probably had a whole house in her name at the age of 13. You hear me? To file for bankruptcy at the age of 18, I was like, what was going on over there? Keke had more bills than a grown person at the age of 60 in her name by the time she turned 18. I don't know what was going on. Anyways, I went and looked up the story, and this is what they had to say. Keke Palmer recalls being so spooked filing for bankruptcy at the age of 18. What went wrong? The actress opened up about her past money troubles at the Building Wealth Today for Tomorrow financial literacy event. So Keke Palmer is recalling a time of real financial stress. During an appearance at the Building Wealth Today for Tomorrow financial literacy event in Chicago on October the 12th, Palmer, 31, revealed that she declared bankruptcy at 18 per Afrotech. I was so spooked. I was like, what went wrong? Palmer began her Hollywood career at age 9, said she and her parents hired a business manager in her teenage years. Although that has helped me immensely, she said filing for bankruptcy later became essential. Now the Nope star invests and spends way under what she can afford. I want to invest in my business. So if I want to invest in my business, then the material things that I'm having currently may have to take a short break. Instead of wearing Gucci, I'm wearing Zara. Girl, Zara got some cute clothes. The girls, I know some of y'all be sleeping on Zara. You know, girls, Zara make clothes for skinny people. So you do got to be a certain size, okay? Um, but Zara be having some cute clothes. I live in a good place. I drive a cool car because my money is going elsewhere. Palmer went on to specify, I got a Toyota right now in my driveway. I know that's right. Speaking to people this March, the Emmy winning Password host said finances are something she talks about frequently with her parents, Sharon and Lawrence Larry Palmer. Early in her career, they hired the business manager because they needed to get some financial literacy as a family. We grew together in our understanding of money. Um, Overall, it just made me think about how to really make smart choices on where I'm putting my money, she said, in terms of investments or property and just the kind of home I want to have or what's best for my son and what I should be spending things on. I'm the kind of person that has never wanted to be afraid of money and let money control me or make me feel worried all of the time. In addition to her acting and hosting projects, Palmer launched YouTube streaming network Key TV in 2022, reportedly investing $500,000 of her own money. She is also acting in and producing a yet to be titled film from director Lawrence Lamont, co starring singer SZA. I mean, girl, they say everything happens for a reason. So maybe this happened for a reason, baby girl. Ooh. I don't know a lot about bankruptcy. I know there's like bankruptcy, what, 7? Was it in chapter 11 and chapter 7? Is that what it's called? I know some people say that like the rich people, when they file for bankruptcy, is different from when poor people file for bankruptcy. Is that true? Girl, I don't ever want to do either, rich or poor. Hello? I don't want to do it. Anyway, shout out to Keke Palmer. That girl's filing for bankruptcy at the age of 18. No, ma'am. All right, y'all. Honey, speaking of somebody not paying their bills, okay? Speaking of people not paying their bills, listen to this. So Diddy's son Justin Combs dealing with lawsuit over for owed payments amid dad woes. Girl, I don't understand this story, and I read this article like 3 times. Okay, so legal drama. I'm gonna put it in the description box so y'all can read it too. Legal drama continues to plague Diddy's family, with his son Justin Combs facing a $190,000 lawsuit amid his custody. The embattled rapper remains behind bars in New York following his September arrest and indictment on 3 criminal charges. However, his son's woes began months earlier over missed car payments. Girl. Porsche Leasing Ltd sued Diddy's son for breaching the terms of their contract in June. They recently petitioned the court to grant a default judgment against Justin Combs, while his legal reps argued that the suit was a big misunderstanding. According to reports, Porsche Leasing Ltd entered a lease for a new Bentley V8 with Justin and his JDC Holdings Group. The deal occurred in January 2022, with Diddy's son agreeing to make 42 payments of $3,365.23. I said, girl, let me stop right there. Girl, I remember when I got my car. I said, I can't get my. I need my car not to be about $300. They looked at me. She said, "You must have excellent credit." And I said, "No." Most I can do is about $350. I don't know what to tell y'all. Okay. So when I hear the girls out here paying $3,365, when I hear the girls out here paying $3,365.23 a month for some car payments, they said the deal occurred in January 2022, with Diddy's son agreeing to make 42 payments of $3,300. Girl, what? And girl, I'm over here talking about, girl, I can't make no more than $300. And I'm pushing that, girl. I really would need to do like $250. Hello? However, Justin breached the terms of their agreement when he failed to make payments on December 20, 2023. The company explained per their deal, they could demand the entire amount owed if a default occurred. So he didn't make a payment in December of 2023. Now we're gonna have to just call it a thing. Girl, we almost in December of 2024. And now y'all filed a suit in June for a payment, I guess, that was missed in December. This is why I started to get confused, okay? Porsche Leasing Ltd noted they served Justin with the documents on June the 11th at Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion. At the time, his attorney, Jeffrey Lichman, told In Touch the lawsuit stemmed from a misunderstanding on the company's part. It has, however, been revealed by a lawyer representing Porsche Leasing Ltd that the lawsuit is in process of being resolved. According to Justin's attorney, he did not default on the car leased bills on purpose. Girl. It's like that make it better. If you had a company and somebody owed you some money, would you care if they missed it on purpose or not? Girl, all I know is you didn't pay my money when you were supposed to give me my money. Now I will say this much, girl: an agreement is an agreement. All I'm saying is this: If Justin and this company agreed that whatever their agreement was, and he defaulted and he didn't hold up his end of the bargain, then he didn't hold up his end of the bargain. And so if the agreement was, if you miss a payment, then girl, you gonna owe us all our money. If that's what you agreed to, fool, that's what you agreed to. So even if it was a payment in December, and now they coming back in June saying, "Oh, you missed a payment in December. Did you miss a payment in December? And what's the agreement? If you miss a payment, girl, you have to give us all our money." Can I say something? I don't have. Listen, true story. My credit card bill. Um, they hadn't sent my bill. I usually get my stuff sent to me in my email because I don't be wanting all that stuff sent to me in the mailbox. Um, and I was like, why haven't they sent me my credit card bill? I'm like, what's going on? And I knew when I went back to see when I first used a credit card. And I saw the day I used a credit card, and I was like, okay, it's been like a month and a half. Like they should at least send me my credit card bill by now. It probably was even longer than that, child. And I'm like, what's going on? And so I was like, I'm looking through my email, like looking and searching through the spam box. And I'm like, okay. And I saw some of the mail was going to my spam box. Basically, it was United. And I'm like, where? Like, okay, girl. And so I call girl. I was like, girl, you just gotta call them and tell them, girl, you ain't sending me, girl, like y'all ain't sending me no emails or nothing. Girl, my bill was due like in 2 or 3 days. Like, thank God I called. And I was like, oh my God. So I heard him pay my bill over the phone. So all I'm saying is, girl, because I saw some people in the comment section on Neighborhood Talk saying, oh, maybe he forgot, girl. You can forget. We all forget stuff. But girl, y'all know when y'all bills be due. Girl, like that's all I'm saying. Like, you know when your bills are due. And if Justin is not in charge of his bills because he's so busy and he this Hollywood person, then girl, your assistant should have been paying your bills. You know your car. Let me tell you something. I'm sorry. You know your car note is due every month. You know your rent is due every month. You know your cell phone is due every month. You know your water bill is due every month. You know your bills are due every month. And some people car notes are due once a week or bi-weekly. Hello. So I don't really buy into the I was just so busy it slipped my mind. I know somebody gonna be like, well, sometimes people get busy. Girl, y'all know y'all bills be due. Girl, like at this point in the game, we're too old to be acting like we don't know our bills are due once a month. The only way it would make sense is if Justin had his bills on um auto draft and maybe he switched accounts and he didn't realize. Now that I feel like could be an honest mistake. Oh shit, like I had my bills on auto pay and I honestly forgot to change. Um, that happened to me actually. Girl, no, that did happen to me. And I was like, oh girl, I could like it that maybe now I want to be like, what's this that happened to me, girl? That happened all the time. But no, I feel like that would make a lot more sense. Something that's probably set on auto payment, and you probably close your debit card, close your checking account, and that was a mistake. But just to be like, oh, he probably forgot because he's so busy. Girl, you know that big ass Bentley sitting in your driveway is a car note due. You forgot your Bentley car note was due. Okay. I'm sure Keke know her when she got one. I'm sure Keke know her Toyota car note is due. Anyway, so let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Okay. So due to an address change, Justin did not receive his bill. Address change or not, you knew your bill was due. Again, to me, it only makes sense if he had it on auto draft. And he said, I closed my account and I actually forgot to get in contact with the, blah, blah, blah. We are in touch with the creditor and the matter is being settled. The outstanding balance will be paid and the lawsuit will be dropped. The lawyer claimed, despite his words, Porsche Leasing Ltd. moved forward with their lawsuit because they want their money. Earlier this week, the company petitioned the court to grant a default judgment of $190,000 against Justin. Their request covered $172,000 in missed payments and $13,000 in interest fees. And the girl, they want to talk about Diddy, girl. But I'm so confused because they were saying missed payments of December 2023. Okay, let's go back up. However, Justin breached the terms of their agreement when he failed to make payments on December 2023. Payments means more than one. That's why I was like so confused. Like, what? Like, how many did he miss? Was it just one? Or was he supposed to make these payments weekly? Was he supposed to make them bi-weekly? I don't know. Anyways, girl, the people saying that he didn't feel his contractual obligation, so they want all their goddamn money. I don't know, honey. Girl, this ain't got nothing to do with me, honey. Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with me, baby. Baby, get a car, girl. I don't know, child. Oh, child. This rich people business, okay? Anyways, all right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good. I'm about to find me something to eat. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye, y'all.